Welcome to Layers of Communication with your host, Lydia Taggart. Life presents experiences that add a layer to who we are and how we see the world, affecting how we communicate. Lydia is here to help you take apart the layers and create new ways to connect and build relationships. So now, please welcome the host of Layers of Communication, Lydia Taggart.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to have you here today. Welcome to Layers of Communication. I'm your host, Lydia Taggart, and I'm super excited for you to be here today. We're going to get through another layer of communicating and how we relate to other people being affected by this particular layer. So interesting, so fascinating to me. We're going to be talking about color. Now, color, such an interesting idea because some people don't even see color. Some people are what they call colorblind, but they really do see color still. Everybody, I think, sees color. Pardon my stuttering a little bit today. Color is everywhere, but we interpret it and see it differently. And so it's really fascinating to see that. We have these energies around a color. And I'm wearing my green. I went to a class that they said, if you want to really make an impact on a first impression kind of thing or whatever, you wear color that matches your eyes. And so my daughter and I went out and we were trying on all these different things. It was super fun. It took all day almost, but we would hold it up and go, nope, doesn't match your eyes. How about this one? No, closer, but it doesn't match your eyes either. And oh my goodness, when my daughter got, she has this really dark ring of really dark, deep blue on her eyes. So she put on this navy shirt. Oh my goodness, she's so gorgeous in navy. And we went to this really fun place where they were bringing clothes to the dressing room so that she could try on all sorts of stuff. And everything that I was like, oh, you're so gorgeous, it was all navy or a color that matched her eyes. I thought that's so fascinating. If we look at our eyes, are you going to see my eyes? I'm kind of crazy. They have a lot of color in them. They're not just blue or green. There are all sorts of different shades and a variety in them. And in the window to your soul through your eyes, right? You have so much color there. And I thought, what a fascinating concept that we live in color. And when we match the color of our soul, the window to our soul, right, matching our eyes, it's so powerful. My daughter found this one shirt that it's got flowers on it, and it had like a mix of different colors that are in her eyes. Oh, she had to wear it at home. We're like, we just need to take the tags off, pay for it, and wear it at home. She's so gorgeous. And I was like, oh, she's not my little girl anymore. Now she's a great big growing into a woman kind of person. I know there's a word for that, but I'm not ready to call her a teenager. She's 12. But the colors make a difference in how we relate to other people when we're in those colors. And, there's always this thing that if you're going to drive a car and you want to get caught speeding, drive a red one. If you want to blend in and not be noticed, you get a white or a black one, right? There's a lot more white and black cars than there are red and yellow, although they're coming out a little more often. But colors matter. So we are going to visit with Michele Lewis. She has been diving into these colors and the colors of your soul, chakras. Welcome, Michele. I'm so excited for you to be here and share some more insights with us. How are you today?
Thank you. I am so happy. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so excited. Color has always been one of my favorite things to talk about. And it's just become like huge lately.
And I think this is fascinating. We're both wearing the greenish kind of
I know.
shirt.
Green,
We didn't plan that. I did the same thing on Friday. Sorry, my camera is crazy. I went to an interview and I thought, oh, I think I'll wear blue today. And my person that I was meeting with was wearing blue too. It was kind of fun.
Awesome. We got the memo. So before we go on, I want to talk about eye color and how fun it is. I had my eyes have some brown in them. My eyes have some blue in them. depending on what's happening, to whether they look green or they look brown, depending on what I'm wearing. Lots of things going on. When I was in high school, I found this color. It was this cross between brown and olive green. And I want a t-shirt that color again because it was so incredible because of how it looked and what it did to my eyes. Crystal, she said that she has brown eyes, and yet brown is not a color that looks great on her. She says she would disappear. I know that there are browns that look good on me, and there are browns that don't. And so I would suggest myself doing exactly what they did with the colors. Go find a lot of different browns and find the brown that matches your eyes, because if you can find the brown that matches your eyes, that is going to be the right color.
Right. So I never would have guessed that navy was my daughter's color. It was so dark.
Yeah.
I have this kind of an aversion to it, I think, because when I was a kid, my mom dressed me up as a sailor or something. I don't know. Maybe that was just a nightmare dream or something. But I've never wanted navy around. You're like, wear white, wear black, wear brown. What's navy? That doesn't go anywhere. But when she put it on, I was like, oh, your color's navy. Wow.
Yeah. My daughter, she's got a little bit of blue, a little bit of green, but it's kind of a sea foam color. And when she wears that color, oh, wow. But I've noticed that the outside ring of her eye is this dark kind of blue-gray color.
Uh-huh.
So we're excited to get some more colors for her. So color. Yeah. I went to school for interior design, and
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just thinking about my yellow wall behind me that I want to change and my interior design lacking.
Even though I went for interior design, you would not be able to know it by looking at my house. There's nothing about my house that looks interior designed. Part of that is just the experience I've kept myself in financially. And so I haven't had the money to do it. But one of my favorite classes was our color psychology class. And we talked about colors, and we talked about the impact. We talked about how people like you have an aversion to navy, but just because you had that aversion does not make it a bad color. And it doesn't, there's going to be people that love it, people that look good in it, people that don't look good in it, people that want it in their house, people that don't. One thing that's also interesting is the color white. Here in the United States, we think of white as a color of purity, or if you're in our religious culture, it's a color, that we wear at the temple, and it's the color we wear for weddings. In like China, I think it is, but somewhere in the Orient, white is the color that they wear when somebody dies.
Oh, that's completely different.
Yeah, so instead of the black that we think of with mourning, for them it's white. So it's really interesting how our culture will change how we think of colors and how our experiences with colors think it. My daughter was so exposed to pink as a little girl because I had two girls. I had the girl that I gave pink stuff to and the girl that I gave purple stuff to. She had pink hangers. Amy had purple hangers, and Cheyenne cannot stand pink now.
Lily has an aversion to pink too. I'm trying to introduce it's okay to have a little pink here and there, but we color coded our kids when they were babies, and she was the girl, so she had pink. And one day, I think she was 5, maybe 6 years old. I was so tired of pink everything. She had totally taken it on. I am pink. And I was like, let's get a little variety. We don't have to color code you anymore. You're not trading bottles and stuff. And so anyway, my mom got her this shirt that was blue, and she was like, oh, doesn't she know anything? Brendan's color is blue because he has a B for blue. And she's like, I'm not wearing that. That's not pink. So just try it on and see if it fits. Well, let's see if it's the right size, And she has those blue eyes. And so it was really easy to say, oh, wow, look what it does to your eyes. It just really pops your eyes out. It's so beautiful on you. Well, then everything had to be blue. She fought with Brendan over the blue cup. And he's like, no, I'm blue. I'm not getting pink. And it was so funny. And now she has nothing at all to do with pink. But I'm like, let's just love whatever color happens to be there if you'd like it. There's so many different kinds of every color. And so I want to ask how your interaction with color relates and interferes or influences your relationships. Because that experience for my daughter, pink was ruining her relationship with grandma because she got her a blue shirt. And holy cow, don't get her something pink now. But colors are interesting that way. That they do affect how we feel and how we relate to people, but it is a cultural thing as well. So what do you think of that, Michele?
I'm like, where to start with this? Okay, I'm going to start with talking about the color red.
Yeah, red's a good color to talk about. Yeah.
What color beliefs and thoughts do people have about the color red? Oh, and I'm just thinking about the color black too. Oh, because that one really did create conflict in a family relationship. For me, I personally love the color red. I almost wore, let me get this, it's within reach. I almost wore this blouse today.
Because it's pretty.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
And it's just this gorgeous deep red. And I've always loved this color of red. I don't like tomato red, but I like this red. So when I've watched the design shows and they do the thing where there's like one accent wall that's deep red, I'm just going, oh my gosh, that's so gorgeous. Because to me, it was gorgeous just because of my love for that color of red. But some people will associate red with the devil. They'll associate red with the check marks on their scores when they were growing up. It's a color, you know, we talk about redlining what you do. So it's a color that a lot of people can associate with punishment. It's a color that's powerful. It has a lot of power to it. So if you have an issue with authority, you may have an issue with the color red. It's associated with your root chakra, which is about belonging, which is about money. It's, you know, it's, I'm trying to think, there's a word missing. What is that word?
Passion?
Yes, passion. So those are some of the color things that are associated with that red and associated with the chakra that is perceived as red. And so if you have somebody in your life that you just look at them and they kind of have those kind of things, you may see them as red, or you may associate it with anger. And so then you're going to take those beliefs, you're going to see somebody and that's going to remind you of that color, and then you're going to respond to them in that way, which may not be true about them, but we have different ways that we judge people. And it's a protection mechanism. It's not, I don't think it's wrong to judge. I think it's wrong to stay in your judgment.
Good point. Yes.
Yes. Because
it's just like feelings are meant to be felt. You move through it. It's an experience.
So I want to share with you what happened with the color black. Being raised in my family, the color black was a color that we associated with evil. We had this idea that if you wore all black, it meant that you were like doing stuff with the devil or whatever. It was like this big thing. And my grandmother would argue with my cousin because he wanted to dress all in black. And the crazy thing about it is because she made a big deal about it, he always wore black when he was around her. He didn't necessarily always wear black all the time, but when he was around her, he always wore black because it bugged her so bad. So this is one of the things that I'm like, you can really cause problems with a family member if you do make a big deal about it. To me, when I think of black, I'm seeing black elegant tuxedos, or the little black dresses that you wear to the, you know, to the parties, the cocktail dresses, or the orchestra. They all wear these gorgeous black dresses. And that's where my mind goes with black. But because of the cultural upbringing, it was completely opposite experience.
It's fascinating.
It is fascinating. So I think it's really important. If you have an aversion to color, I think it's important to ask yourself why. Why does that color bug you so bad? What does it remind you of? What does what do you associate it with? Because there's no good or bad. There are positive things about the color red. There are negative things about the color red. Oh, sorry, gross. It just depends on what you choose to look at or believe.
Right. I had the same type of thing with my daughter with the color purple, because my mom always dressed me in purple. And now I wore purple as an adult. Years later, you know, I was like, I'm never wearing purple again. And then I ended up wearing this purple thing. I don't remember why, but I got so many compliments on it. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll think about purple as an okay thing again. Maybe my mom was right about wearing purple. And that whole...
Maybe it's just too much.
Yeah, like you eat peanut butter every day and then you need a day off.
It's true. Yeah. I was lucky. I just had one brother. It was just the two of us growing up, so I never had that only one color thing that so many, but I know my children, that's their experience. I also have noticed that some people are afraid to wear the color that they look really good in.
Yeah, and I think that's an association thing too, because like brown, I have some brown in my eyes, but I don't want to look like dirt. And when I wear the bright brown, well, my hair used to be brown too. It used to be. I still have a little bit in my eyebrows, but oh, yeah, I associated brown with just dirty instead of like as part of nature and earth and as healing and warm. I was like, I don't want to wear that. And gray. Oh my goodness. I was like, I cannot wear gray. That's what Eeyore on Winnie the Pooh, he's gray. Everything is gloomy and sad, and I want to be happy. I cannot wear gray. Well, my sister gave me a hand-me-down gray blouse. It was a beautiful blouse, but it was gray. And so one day my daughter's like, why don't you wear this? And I'm like, oh, all right, I guess I'll wear that. And she's like, oh, it matches your hair. Like, well, then I'm definitely not wearing it again. And I wore it to church, and the ladies there were like, oh, you look so beautiful. I love your shirt. Blah, blah, where'd you get it? And everything. And I'm like, this association that we have with any color or attitude with a color, I think it's like any kind of relationship. If we can move through it and see that it's just like anything else, there's good and bad in it. And if we can find the good in it, we'll be all that much better for it, you know? So you have been learning a lot more about colors the last little while. What's your favorite thing that you've learned in the last 2 weeks?
Oh my gosh. I'm supposed to pick a favorite.
Okay, top three.
Oh.
Top three.
No, okay. I just had this aha about chakras and why people perceive them as specific colors. I think this is so cool because it was kind of bugging me. Because color, the reason why we see a color is because it's actually not there. And so that's the color we see, because all the rest of the light is reflecting back to us, but that color's not there. So I was like, well, how does that work with chakras? I'm like, I was aware that like your throat chakra, it's perceived as blue. All the colors are supposed to be coming, are how am I going to word this so it makes sense? So all the colors come into your body. You just have like this white that comes in and white that comes in and white that comes in. And then your chakra is sending out blue. So it's the color that's not there. And that's why it's perceived as blue. And so the color that's not here is purple because that's the one you're sending out into the world from that center. So everything that vibrates on that color is sending out, so it actually appears to be purple.
That's interesting.
I know. I was like, whoa, that is so cool. So that's one of them.
And then the colors, I'm guessing, are they're a type of energy, a vibration, some sort of something that you're sending out. And the different parts in the chakras, you're sending out different things.
Yes. Just like, when we did science class, when we studied color and vibration and stuff, they'll have waves, right?
Right.
Okay, and so the red wave is kind of slower, and it doesn't go as fast, and then like the purple wave will go like this or something like that. So each wavelength gets a little bit faster, a little bit, that kind of thing. So the things, the lower the chakra is in your body, which is, it's like a rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. The things that are lower in vibration, like having that security and a home and safety, those are all associated with that same slower vibration of red. And then, so as you move up, the next one up is a little bit faster, and it's orange, and it's one of the colors that is associated with being happy. It's one of the colors associated with playing. It's a happy, sunshiny color. Your yellow is, it's about your sense of self-worth. It's about feeling like you have some control in your life. It's about setting boundaries, personal power. And then your heart chakra is green, and it's a healing energy. It's a loving energy. It's a color associated with gratitude. The blue color, that's your voice, that's expression. It's where writing comes from. It's where a lot of actors will send out a lot of blue energy because they're using their voices. Singing uses your voice. Art can come from here if you're using art as a way of expressing yourself. Music comes from, even playing, I'm learning the violin. It's a way of expressing myself. So some of the things can tap into different colors, but you'll have a main one. And then the purple is about intuitive things. It's about having vision for the future and things like that. And then our top chakra is actually white. It's all of the colors combined. Some people will talk about lavender. It's because they're pulling some of the intuitive stuff up into the crown, but it's usually white.
That is so awesome.
Yep.
And I just had a realization how the chakras line up with the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where the base, the steady security, and the root chakra. Just, wow. That lines up exactly too. So the layers.
The interesting thing about Maslow's hierarchy of needs is you can put it up the chakras, but you can also have it strictly within the root chakra. It's really interesting to me how you can put it and use it in more than one way.
So if you've completed the one and you get to the top, and then you start your next, it's like, I've upgraded my menu from hot dogs to Polish dogs. And you upgrade to the next, it's in the same family, so to speak, that same layer, but you're upgrading to salads, and then you're upgrading to whatever. And there's always more room to improve. So you get to the top of the hierarchy of needs, and you just start over on the next layer.
So you're probably, here's the root chakra, here's the sacral chakra, here's the solar plexus, here's the heart.
Yes.
All of them. Plus there's also the general.
And then within each, you can go deeper in that one level in the root chakra, say, like you're saying, there's more than one hierarchy of needs within that layer as well.
Yeah, so basically the hierarchy of needs is very
cool.
layered itself.
Yes. Everything's layered. Layers of communication.
Layers this way.
Yeah, I like take it and turn it sideways so that you're coming through. Now, here's a question for you. Do you think that the chakras are also layered outside towards us and not just up and down within us, like it's a sphere around us?
So here's what I know about chakras. So this let me actually step on some toes of people watching. A lot of people see the chakras as these cone shapes that go out the back and the front. My understanding, and I've done a lot of research and a lot of prayer about this, is that the chakra is supposed to be an entire whole sphere. And when people are seeing it just go out front and go out back, they're actually missing part of their chakra, and that's why they're seeing it that way. So it's supposed to be a sphere that goes in all directions. Now, here's the other thing about it is it's actually each chakra is associated with the layer of your aura. So you'll have a layer of your aura that's it's about your physical being. You'll have a layer of your aura that's about the emotions. You'll have the layer of the aura about your thoughts. And I think there's like 12 that we know of layers of the aura. There's the 7 chakras in the body, and then there's a few outside of the body that are all associated with all these auras. So you have a sphere, and it's also connected with a layer of your aura.
Right. Okay, so here is a tip for us to access our extra layers that we're missing. When we, we walk around like this. This is my personal space, right? And I say, oh, you're in my space. This is my personal space out here too. We forget it goes this way and that way. And when we're like, okay, this is my personal space. You know, we spin around with our arms out, like in kindergarten or whatever, and like, get your space so you don't crash into anybody. This is your space. But then you have a tall person who bonks you on the head because that's our space too. We forget that we have all this other space.
You have space below your feet too.
If we just reach our arms up and around, like, oh, this is my space too. All of this up and around everywhere, that's my space too.
It really is.
If we just use our physical body to go into our space, it kind of is like we reclaim it, and it's remembered that that's part of us too. Oh, it's almost time to be done already. I can't believe it's so fast. Oh,
we haven't even talked about the color of your soul yet.
I know. All right. So I'm going to take this little minute here to say, I'm Lydia Taggart. You're listening on Layers of Communication. I can be found at lydiataggart.com and also layersofcommunication.com or Taggart Training. This is all kind of an umbrella of Taggart trainings. Michele, where can we find you?
Right now, I have been creating my new website called Soul Shine Events. So SOULSHINE Events, EVENTS.com. And I'm on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. Right now you can find me as Soul Shine Michele. And I was doing daily videos, and now I'm kind of trying to do at least 3 or 4 a week because I found just life got kind of crazy there.
Yeah.
And on Facebook. I'm on Facebook.
Awesome. I'm in a few other places too, but we'll just keep it simple for now. So let's take a few extra minutes and talk about the color of your soul, because that I think is the most insightful thing ever, the color of your soul. And what do we do with that color of our soul? How can we improve our relationships knowing our colors?
Number one, I think is, I need to tell you what a soul is.
Okay, yes.
Because it's kind
Absolutely.
of confusing. I recently had a conversation with somebody. She's like, my soul is white and perfect, and because my soul is my spirit and my body connected, and my spirit is perfect, so therefore my soul has no color. It is just all of the colors. And I went, wow, okay, that was interesting it was interesting feedback, kind of triggered me a little bit, but it also gave me a chance to ask, what is a soul? What exactly is a soul? This is my understanding. We all have a spirit, and the spirit is not the soul. We all have a body. The body is a creation of the soul. When we as spirits decided we wanted to be a part of this experience called Earth, we started creating these things that we wanted to create. So we created we started with these intentions for our whole lives, and it started at the beginning of the earth. And so as we've gone through life, we've seen things. That's why we can have premortal trapped stuff, because it was all gathered up. And so I'm like hearing, it says remaining time, 9 minutes. I'm like,
it's a real thing.
So it's like, to me, it's like this blanket that we created, that we wrap around us, because it's everything we wanted to experience in life. the hardships that we wanted to experience so we could learn to express ourselves. So it all creates our soul purpose, and our soul purpose is going to be associated with one of the colors and the energies of that color. So if your soul purpose is blue, it's because you're here to tell people, know who you are, know your soul purpose, and express yourself. So these are the different colors. And I'm going to be addressing this at our Soul Play Day, August 25th.
Which I'm so excited about.
I know, there is a link to that on my website, the Soul Play Day, so that we can go do that. People can come play with us. I'm so excited about that. I'm going to be talking about it at our retreat in October. Lydia's going to come to my women's retreat. The timing, the web page for that will be up sometime this week. So excited about that too. And then I'm actually, it goes from like November 29th to December 1st. December 1st is my birthday. I'm having my first 3-day event called The Colors of Your Soul.
Love it.
So I'm going to be going more into it. So probably just come to the Soul Play Day and learn more. And come to everything else and learn more.
And play. It's going to be so much fun.
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too. So exciting. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us, Michele. Tell us one more time where to find you. Is Soul Shine? I'm mixing it up.
Soul Shine Events.
Soul Shine Events.
The name of my business is Soul Shine Live, but Soul Shine Live was not available as a website. So it's Soul Shine Events.
Soul Shine Events. Mm-hmm. And I'm Lydia Taggart with Layers of Communication. Thanks so much for being here. Find your colors, love your colors. Thanks for being with us. And Crystal, thanks for chatting in the chat box with us. And we will see you next week at 10 Mountain Standard Time, same place. Next week, we're going to be visiting with Melanie Brown. She is Business Entrepreneur of the Year. She won this wonderful award, and so I'm super excited for her to come and share her passion. Is it a program? I think it's called a program that she's getting launched, and it's about preventing suicide and helping us choose into happy and love and support people around us. All right. Thanks. Have a great day. Love ya. Remember, you're worth it, and so are they. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Layers of Communication with your host, Lydia Taggart. Tune in next week as we discover the layers in order to communicate and connect down to your core on Lydia Taggart's Layers of Communication.